Hey you guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, MrBee Handyman Specialist. Today I'm going to show you guys how to drain and fill your radiator coolant for a 2007 Toyota Highlander Hybrid. This one equipped with a 3.3 liter V6. This one is very easy. What you want to do is to drain and fill, once every 2 to 3 years. That's what I usually do, is PM, preventative maintenance. That's how I do on all my cars. Just drain and fill the radiator coolant. And if you look down right here, where the battery is, down there, there's a pet cup. That's where you open up and drain the radiator. Let me show you right here. You see that little yellow looking pet cup right there? You need to open that one up and drain all the coolant out from your radiator. If you notice, there weren't any radiator cap up here where you fill up your coolant. It's actually hiding underneath this cover right here. So you need to remove this cover and you're gonna see the filler neck. Just drain and fill once every 2 to 3 years. That's good enough. You don't have to do a flush. You can do a flush, but usually coolant flush is not necessary unless you have like really bad cooling system and it's all gumped up and the coolant is very dirty inside there. Then I probably suggest it for you to do a flush on it. But as of right now, the coolant in this car is in pretty good shape, so that's why I'm not gonna do a flush on it. And all the cars that I own, I usually just drain and fill once every 2 to 3 years, and that's good enough for your car. You don't have to do a flush at all. Before you get started, make sure the car is cool, or you can park it overnight before you start working on your cooling system. Alright, let's get started. Alright, you need to remove this clip right here. Let's get a small flathead screwdriver. Pop this clip up. There, you see that? There's a filler neck right here. Next is to remove this cover right here. You really want to remove it so you can get your hands underneath there and loosen the petcock valve so you can drain the coolant out of your radiator. So these bolts right here are 10mm bolt, so you just need to remove this part, just the front part. Alright. Alright, now you got plenty of room right here. You stick your hand up there, you can feel that pet cup right here. Loosen the pet cup so you can drain all the coolant out. Now do you see it? That little yellow pet cup right there. Make sure you have a pan that's big enough. Put it underneath here. So when you drain out the coolant, you'll go down in there. Before you open up the petcock valve, make sure to open this radiator cap first so the coolant can be easily drained from your radiator. Okay, this petcock valve is a little tight, so you might want to use a pair of pliers, try to break it loose. Move these holes out of the way so you can see it better. Right there, that petcock's right there. Move this one out too. And one more right here. Now you got plenty of room right here that you can stick your pair of pliers in there, break it loose. Alright, it's loose. Be careful though, this petcock valve is plastic, so don't just use a pair of pliers and squeeze it in and just break it off. It's very fragile, so be careful. It doesn't take much to break it. Alright, it's right there. Once you break that petcock loose, you can stick your hand from the top all the way down and loosen up that petcock. Now just let it drain until it's completely out. Alright, it's finally stopped draining. It's now to tighten up the petcock valve and fill up the coolant. Alright, and usually just hand tighten it. You don't have to be super tight. As long as it's not dripping any coolant, you're good. Alright. Now let's put out this back. Put the hose back. Now you can see this reservoir right here. You want to drain it out, but it's attached to the radiator, so basically it's the whole unit, so you don't want to remove it. But there's another way that you can do it. If you look down, there's a little clamp right there, little small holes. Hook it up to the bottom, and they route it all the way down to this neck right here, to the filler neck. So this one is connected to this tank. It's a reservoir or an overflow tank. So since you can't really get any tool down there to remove that clamp, you can see right there, that's another way for you to do it. Which is disconnect this hose right here, the overflow hose, and then just try to remove it from the mount, and then you can just stick the hose down there and you'll automatically drain the coolant out. I think this one's gonna be a whole lot easier than try to remove that clamp over there. There's a little clip right here. Go ahead and pull that one out. There's one more right here. Remove that. And there's one more right here. See that mount right there? Go ahead and remove that. There you go. And make sure move your pan over. Alright. Make sure to open the cap. There you go. Now this the easiest way to do it, but there's two methods that you can do. You can do it the hard way or you can do the easy way. This one is a lot easier. Then try to remove that clamp. So just let it drain all the way out. Now it's completely empty. So this one is good to go. Okay, once this one is empty, don't forget to put the hose back and connect it back to the filler neck. So you do the same thing, just thread this sucker back in, just thread it back on. Put it back in the original clip. Right there. Okay. Voila. That's pretty easy, right? Just to drain the coolant out from this reservoir. Alright, close this. Now don't forget to put the cover piece back on and tighten all the bolts down. Go ahead and tighten these up. Now you don't need to torque these down because just holding the cover on. Alright, this is what I use for my antifreeze coolant. This one is made by Peak, original equipment technology for Asian vehicles. But this one is concentrated. So it's a full strength. You don't want to use a full strength for your radiator coolant because it will mess up your motor, definitely, and everything too, because it has a higher boiling point. So what you have to do is pre-dilute it with distilled water. This one I already pre-diluted ahead of time. So I bought one of these, which is 1 gallon of concentrated, and once you pre-dilute it, you get 2 gallons out of it. So it's a cost saving and it's a lot cheaper than buying the red Toyota fluid, because that one they already pre-diluted for you, which is charge a whole lot of money, probably like 20-30 bucks a gallon. But this one is pretty cheap, and once you get the concentrated one, and once you pre-dilute it, you save a whole lot of money for that one. 1 gallon of concentrated make 2 gallons of pre-diluted antifreeze coolant for your car. If you want to know how to pre-dilute it, your antifreeze coolant, just go ahead and check one of my videos on how to pre-dilute antifreeze coolant to 50-50 mix. Don't use tap water, alright, because tap water, if you try to pre-dilute it with tap water, it's gonna cause that corrosion inside your cooling system. You want distilled water because it has no minerals in it, so it won't corrode your cooling system. Alright, now it's time to fill up the coolant. This is what I use right here. It's I bought this off of Amazon, or you can get anywhere from auto parts store. It's a no spill coolant filling funnel kit, and it'll help you bleed out all the air inside your cooling system. ahead and fill up the coolant. Just fill it in until it stops taking any more coolant. And then we can move on to the next step. Also, you need to fill up the reservoir or overflow tank all the way up to the full line. See this line right here? Just go ahead and fill up all the way to this line. It doesn't take much to fill all the way up to that line. See, if you look right here, you say that line right there, it says full right there. That's the full line. And there's another line down there says low. That's where you fill up antifreeze coolant all the way up to that full line right there. See that? Alright, the next step is to put this car into the maintenance mode. And if you want to find out how to put it into a maintenance mode, just check one of my videos on how to put this car, 2007 Toyota Highlander Hybrid, into a maintenance mode. It's very easy. So you want the motor to constant running and top off your coolant. Alright, out there, put your car into maintenance mode. Make sure you turn the heater all the way up. And then turn the fan on. You can leave it at halfway point or maximum, it's up to you. There's no set point for that, so but you gotta keep the fan on. Alright, now the car is in the maintenance mode. Now just let it bleed all the air out of the system. As you can see right there, there's some bubble coming up. That means there's still got a little bit of air inside there. So you just have to let it run until you don't see any bubbles coming up. You're still seeing the bubbles coming up, so just let it warm up for a little bit. Now the temperature is up. Alright, as you can see, there's no more bubble coming out. So that means there's no more air inside the cooling system. So that's it. So you're done. Go ahead and put this back. Alright. Now it's time to shut off the motor. Let it cool off for a little bit. And then put the caps back on. Alright, put the caps on. Put the cover back on. Alright, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys learned something today on how to drain and fill your radiator coolant. And you want to do once every 2 to 3 years. It's kind of like a preventative maintenance, because it's not gonna hurt it and it's gonna prolong the life of your cooling system once you do it, you know, once every 2 to 3 years. So that way you can keep your cooling system top notch, because you constantly doing the maintenance on it. Better than not doing it at all, because your radiator coolant does age and the quality there does get degraded once you know, use it up for exceeded amount of time, like 5, 6, 7 years. It's gonna lose its cooling capability. Just continue doing it so you can keep your cooling system at top notch and you wouldn't have any problem down the road. Alright, I hope you liked the video. Please like, share, and subscribe if you find this video useful to you. Thanks for watching.